Everyone, welcome back to the series. Uh, as some of you may know, Tetro Danganronpa Blue released its first day one, yesterday on Friday. That didn't make any sense whatsoever, didn't it? Tetro Blue released day one, all day one stuff, all episodes for day one, all the fun stuff, and I'm gonna talk about it. Alright, first things first. Let's go over some important stuff. Day one, sorry, day one was mainly focused on the students going around the entire facility, sort of exploring and checking it out, understanding what the frick it is. But however, Monomoko had to punish two people on day one, which is unheard of, especially since Tetro Pink was pretty tame as well, with like the only time I actually remember something punishment happening was with Hayashi breaking down the arsenal room door. And even that, Monomoko didn't inflict the punishment themselves. They just teleported her to Khan, which arguably is a worse punishment. I could make that argument. So, the punishment was in itself was weird. Like, can we just acknowledge that? Because Monomoko does two different things. I feel like the severity of pain it caused the student differs. Because Big Muscly Guy didn't feel anything. Whereas Mr. Minimum Wage Worker got frickin' eye pain for like a solid 30 seconds. At least. And I'd argue that Mr. Minimum Wage had it worse. Meaning, does that mean that Monomoko takes personal, like, frickin' danger to itself more seriously than breaking the rules? And if so, or maybe this just means that the severity of each punishment will be different for breaking the rules. I'm like, this is weird. Because we know Monomoko's not jazzed about being in the killing game. Monomoko doesn't want to be here. Monomoko directly just wants to sit there and do whatever it doesn't want to hurt people, I guess. It has conscience. It has a conscience. She has a conscience. I don't know. Let me go check something real quick. I have a suspicion. Never mind. I had an assumption. I had a hypothesis or something that Monomoko's punishment was revealing its true self to people, like an eldritch demon or entity, or whatever I theorize it is. But no, I don't think that's it, unless we see like psychological distress in the following students. Cause I don't know. Punishments also seem to be all over the place, by the way. I find that quite odd. But I don't know. Interesting. But we'll have to see if there's like any after effects day 2. I don't know. But anyways, moving on. Potential protagonists. We have who do we start with? We started with Naomi, that other girl, that one girl. You know the one I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. They're like a duo now. And since we started with them, we entered the first meeting with them. It feels like we're having a spotlight put on them, to be said. And I think I have a hypothesis. If we start with them in the meeting, like morning meeting, game, whatever, or something, whatever they do, it possibly could indicate that they're the protagonist. After all, we did start with Hiroaki as our protagonist, and every meeting was like started with him because he was the first there, which I find interesting. Interesting. I don't know if that's true. Again, I don't know. However, potential deaths. There's only one potential death I can think of, and that would be Neomiya, as he's going to go to the TV. He's going to get killed. He would have gotten killed in this hypothetical scenario. And now we have to figure out what's going on with that. For who the culprit could be in that, I'm guessing it's Mr. Minimum Wage. Because he's the only one who seems kind of desperate. Hmm. Aside from that, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea who could die first. In fact, let me check. I remember seeing somewhere in the comment section of one of the videos that people were worrying about someone. It might have been in like a YouTube post where people were worried about who was going. People were saying, vote for this person, they're going to die first. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So let me go check on who it was. It is Nishiguchi, which is the comment that was referring to on the voting announcement post. It has 48 likes, which means people agree with it. But I'm not so certain that Nishiguchi is going to die. She might. But I doubt. I don't know. I could easily say Ueno being a killer, though. She is in possession of a weapon, which is being her crowbar. No, she's going to get framed. That's a Chekhov's gun. And the Chekhov's gun must be fired. We know that, don't we? I don't know. Possible. It's possible, right? But I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah. Anyways, let's go over to other stuff. Aikida, I think his name is Little gremlin guy. Let's just call him little gremlin guy. You know who I'm talking about. Little asshole. He's an asshole, okay? He is an asshole. But yeah, he seems just as unhelpful as Hiroaki was. Which means he's gonna be Survivor. No. Von wouldn't do the same thing twice. Cause alright, so he's not gonna die. No, he is going to die. Sorry about that. He is going to die, and since he's given everyone the creeps, it's gonna be Uno with the bat as a crazy first kill. And think of the dichotomy of this. Student number one being the first victim last chapter, and now student number one being the culprit this chapter. Oh my god! Okay, that's a banger theory. Uh, that's like that could be cool. How would it go though? Well, it depends on depends on what our little gremlin guy is going to, where he would die. I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably, I don't know. Probably, maybe not. Uh, People are already noticing there's no windows, which is interesting because were there windows in the original school? I don't think it was ever mentioned, which might be telling that we are going to have a much more observant set of eyes, especially with Dr. Guy noticing things. Oh, we're going to have like a Holmes and Watson situation with Den Den and him, where Den Den's going to say something stupid, and he's going to be like, wait, wait, incredible plot point here! And he uncovers a crucial part of the murder scheme, which helps them get the killer. Ah, that's like a, come on, that would be cool. That would be cool. It'd be like Kamimura and Hayashi during the first trial going, oh shit, that's the murder weapon. And going all over that. It could be a cool moment. Come on, I want to see the duo. Also, that duo is really nice, and I hope they stay together. So, we have two duos already emerging. Wait, so we have duos instead of trios this chapter. Wait, no, because Tetro, because Pink only had like one major trio, and that was Hama, Harada, Shiba. One could argue Suno, Isuno, and Wada. I feel like that's just more contingent on Wada. I don't know. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Something could be wrong going there. I really hope that no one gets punished even more by Monomoko. Also, potential main protagonist girl did say that she was going to give a name to Mononoke. which I think could be cool. We're probably not going to be able to choose it, because that would be like an important part of the story that would go on to be a major impact with the rest of the series. So I don't think we're going to be able to vote on what name it would be, which would be cool, but no. But still, could be interesting. I have no idea who will be next. We'll just have to wait till voting ends and we can get our new chapter interview. Session 2, interview 1. I do wonder if, because we know there's execution rooms, right? Or is it just one execution room? The colors of rooms are used to dictate trial, right? The room colors are known to dictate locations. So how come every trial has a different background color? Does that mean that it's happening in different rooms? Or perhaps even on different floors? After all, they're in an elevator. Elevators don't simply have one stop. They have multiple. So does that mean that we have multiple execution chambers? And I'm only mentioning that now because a friend of mine in real life that I talked to about Tetro suggested the idea of the students investigating the previous punishment rooms as locations. And a bit of lore might have been shared to them about the previous session. I'm not so sure on that ending part, but still, that could be a good theory. That could be what's going on with that. And that might be it. Holy cow. I might have to build on that later. But yeah, other than that, I have nothing to contribute more to the series. To this. I'll see you next week. Next week, Saturday. Actually, I'll see you guys later if you decide to actually watch the Marvel stat video I have coming out. So, see you there maybe as well. But other than that, yeah, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.